Alright, welcome to part 5 of my video. Please watch part 1 through 4 before you watch this, or it won't make much sense. This is where you'll be when a break-in occurs, you know. You'll be in the bed. And this is my guest bedroom. There'll be a nightstand or your shotgun mount right next to your bed. So when you get up, as soon as you pull that, if there's someone in the doorway, it's going to blind them. And then you should immediately come down and just guard the door. Now this is why my system works. Because you don't make a sound. Your gun's already loaded. It's already ready to go. And you want the advantage over them. And the advantage is they don't know where you are and they can't see you. So if they can't see you and they can't hear you, they definitely can't shoot you. You want to jump on them. You know, you're taking away all the fear. So that's it. You know, when they come through the door, you know, you'll give the commands. If they have nothing in their hands, then I'd say freeze, hands in the air, and I'd yell like a drill sergeant, you know, with all my might, you know. And if they didn't comply, or they tried to bum rush me, that's definitely when I pull the trigger. But there's going to be 3 spotlights on them, so they're not even going to know where I am to bum rush me. You know, their probably only option will be to run if they do, and so that might save your life right there. But you know, you don't want to be making sound. You don't want to be sitting here and you just pull the alarm system and the cops are on the way, and then, you know, do the old gun sound. Everyone loves the shotgun sound, you know, thinks it'll scare off anyone, but it won't, you know. It might prompt them to grab your kid, you know, by the neck and put a gun to their head, you know, because a criminal will kill your family without regret, without remorse. Their main concern is not going back into the penitentiary, you know, and they could care less. You know, that's the reason they're in there to begin with, because they don't have respect for human life or the law, you know. So don't put your faith in scare tactics, you know. You know, you see people coming on strong, but you see people dying, you know, in these events. You'll see people getting their guns taken away from them and shot, you know, in home robberies. You'll see people, just generally bad things happening. And I'm not trying to scare you. Save your paper for 30 days, you know, and take out every violent crime that's in there and put it in a pile. And watch America's Most Wanted, watch the murder mystery shows, you know, and these are real life things that are going on. I'm sure in the time I made this video, there's been a dozen break-ins, you know, and I want to protect that, you know. So, like I said, you know, that's your only option, is to sit there and guard the door. And I would try to keep my gun at chest level, where it would be between a 5'5" and a 6'2" guy, you know. And I would wait, and I would patiently be ready to pull that trigger. I would not, you know, as soon as I heard the cops come in, and you'll hear them, I'd put the gun down facing away from the door, and I'd get up and it would be over with, you know. They're going to clear the house. They're going to make sure there's not multiple bad guys. And I guarantee you that they're not going to come in your house by themselves. They're going to have backups, and they'll be going through every door in the house, you know. But they have that fear, you know. If a criminal shoots you and he goes out of your house, no one knows about it. If the cops are there and a criminal shoots the cop, now you have multiple cops there, and, you know, he knows that it's elevated. He knows that he's probably not going to survive, you know. He may, you know, freak out, but he's not going to survive. And he wants to survive. He wants to survive probably more than he's worried about jail, you know, when it comes down to it. And that's the deciding line of if the criminal is going to live through the event and spend time in jail, or if he's going to be expired right there, you know. But I don't want people playing Rambo, you know. That's it. They've got so many ads out there, you know. lighting system. You see people with 50 lights on their guns and everything but a blender, you know, and they're all out there, and they think that they're unstoppable, you know, and like, even this is not for the zombie events that people are talking about. This is for every day, you know. You come home and you go to bed and you wake up in the middle of the night with glass breaking, you know, and you know that someone's coming in through the window, you know. You do not want to pull this system if you just hear a bump in the night and you're not even close to sure, because you don't want the cops to come for no reason, you know, and you'd probably get in trouble, and that wouldn't be good. So you want to make certain, but you at the same time you know, you want to have caution, and that's what the system's all about. And you know, I can't tell you how to use it. I can tell you, you know, the proper way to do it. Statistically, you're 50% more likely to live if you just stay here and let the 3 spotlights do their work and let the police do their work. You know, if you're reading all these ads with, you know, cool macho things, and you know, and you're gonna go out there and try to take on the world yourself, you know, I hope it doesn't end up that way, because it's just gonna end up your family the one that suffers, you know. So